welcome to American eSports Last Hit. We're here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. for the Red Bull Conquest Finals. On American eSports Last Hit. We're here in Washington, D.C. at the Red Bull Conquest Finals, and I'm here with Persia.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. I've really enjoyed my time here. This is my first day, and I'm guessing you've been here all weekend?
Yep, we started the action early on Friday. We finally made it all the way to Sunday. It's our big finals day, so all the hard work all year kind of led up to this. So it's been really exciting seeing, the cherry being put on top of our hard work all year.
Now, I don't know if you're allowed to pick sides. Is there anyone that you've been, rooting for, or do you have to stay unbiased?
All day, any day. I'm always cheering for New York. I love New York, and I've been there for a while, and I feel like my FGC self was kind of birthed in New York, so I'm always cheering for New York. We got IDOM in this top 8 right now for the Capcom Pro Tour North American Regional Finals, so, I'm putting my biasness out there. I'm like, let's go IDOM, we got this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does in this tournament today. The next big thing right now is, okay, let me rephrase this. The biggest thing right now, I feel like,
the biggest thing
is the FGC. We've been a smaller corner of esports, but as time goes on, we are being, more and more put on the map. People are recognizing our community. They're recognizing the rich history.
That's great.
They're recognizing, the talent of our players, the skill level that is required to even stand toe-to-toe to these guys. And as time goes on and people start discovering us, and as we grow right along with esports, I feel like we are becoming the next biggest thing. But to me, we've always been the biggest thing. So,
well, thank you for coming on, Persia, and sharing with us the big thing, FGC, you right now, and DC in esports. We've got New York, which we always want to represent. DC, which is where we are doing the Conquest Finals today. So we look forward to seeing you at Capcom and other events coming up.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. American eSports Last Hit, and I am joined here today at the Red Bull Conquest Finals by Amanda, who's a content writer. Amanda, could you tell us about what inspires you to write about esports? What is the thing that makes you come back to this, study it day after day?
So for a lot of it, I've always been a gamer, and I've always written content, so having the merger of the two things that I enjoy is pretty much the dream job, right? Getting to do what you love is when you're not actually working.
When did you start gaming?
I've been a gamer since I was a kid. My siblings and I had both a Genesis and an NES, so it was just pretty great to do that with my brothers because I was a lot younger than them. So it's like you can't play sports with them because they beat you up, but you can beat them up in like fighting games or like track and field.
So how did Conquest come about?
So Red Bull originally did Red Bull Battlegrounds last year, which sort of a very similar format, different stops across the United States, where winners were given sort of travel to the finals, which was held in Boston last year. And at that event is held the Capcom Pro Tour's NA Regional Finals. The reason that is important is because only certain players can play in that event, and so getting to qualify through Red Bull was a big deal for people because at the end of the year, similar to the NBA has the finals or NFL has the Super Bowl, we have the Capcom Cup, which is an invitational based on a point-buy system. The only other way to make it if you don't have enough points is to be a regional champion. And you can only play in your specific region. So like someone like Takedo, who's from Japan, can't play in the NA Regional Championship. Somebody like NuckleDoo from the US can't play in the Southeast Asia Regional Championship, right? So for players like Samurai, like I was just talking about, or CJ Truth, this is an event for them, for people who can't really travel a lot, to earn those bigger points to make it in through point qualification, to say, I'm the best in NA and I deserve to be at Capcom Cup.
Amanda, where can we read some of the things that you have written about esports?
So I write for Jinx.tv, which is a UK esports publication, and that's pretty much it right now.
Jinx, say that?
Jinx.tv, GINX.tv.
Well, I definitely want to check some of that out. Before we go, one last thing. What do you see as the future for Street Fighter and this competition, especially with this regional team-based approach to rooting for your area?
So I think that fighting games is very unique compared to a lot of the other esports. You know, people are still playing Super Turbo for Street Fighter. People are still playing Smash Bros. Melee after all these years. So as far as like a future look, it's really hard to talk about that for fighting games because a lot of people are going to keep playing their games whether they're, you know, the game on the big stage. You know, there's still people playing Street Fighter 4 at a high competitive level, but obviously we're playing Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition now. As far as like Red Bull Conquest, so like I said, last year was called Battlegrounds and it was a completely different format. I hope that Red Bull sticks with the Conquest format because I like talking. So having.
What do you like about the Conquest format?
I like that it's regional based. I like that, you know, you get to root for your city if you want to, or, you know, you get to root for where you're living at the time. So I really like that format, and I hope that they stick with things something similar. But, you know, Red Bull throws a lot of really cool fighting game events. So as long as Red Bull stays in fighting games, I'll be pretty happy.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to meet you and have you on the show.
All right, cool, thanks for having me.
So we just saw you call the finals match. That was really exciting. What was going through your head as you were doing that?
My goodness. There was so much going through my mind for multiple reasons. You know, like I said, we are a close-knit community. Seeing CJ Truth up there, putting in that work, fighting against, hands down, one of the best fighting game players, period. Not just Street Fighter. Tokido is a monster in multiple games. He has taken championship for multiple games. And then seeing our boy CJ Truth up there, I've known that guy since he was a little boy. He was just, you know, little boy running around tournaments, being like, oh, you guys are all awesome. And now I'm like, no, you're awesome. He just defeated Tokido, ran it back 2 sets. I can't even count on one hand how many people have probably done that. So huge props to CJ Truth. All that was going through my mind was I cannot believe how far he's come, how much better he's got, how much time he's invested. He's still young, but he started even younger. So I feel like he has, you know, an edge against competition, starting off fresh, you know, young mind, fresh mind, and you know, he can only go up from here. And that's really all I was thinking about. I was just so proud of him.
What do you think might happen tonight? CJ's playing some more.
Yeah, he's playing again. We have the NA regional finals, so I think as long as he rides that momentum and, you know, he carries on the confidence from the win from the LCQ into the regional finals, he'll do really well.
We talked to him earlier and he seemed really confident, really ready to go, so we hope the best for him.
Yeah, me too. Go CJ!
Woo! This is Meta Morgan and Persia on American Esports Last Hit. Thanks for watching.